What's up, War Room? Welcome back. Happy Wednesday. Happy Jets are playing tomorrow. Somehow we're ready. Joe and Connor here, ready to answer as many Discord questions as we can in 20 minutes or so and give a couple more preview thoughts on Jets Patriots. Before kickoff on Thursday, we'll have likely a film room. We'll have the 12 pack. We'll have another flight plan. And then, of course, we'll have initial reaction to the game. Also, reminder, badlandstoj.com. Get those beer glasses. They're right there. This will be filled up Thursday night. I'll be wearing my playoff beer shirt when I record Thursday night. Thank you for sending that over, Paul. Badlandstoj.com. All right, I'm going to bring up the Discord. Now, we're going to get to as many of these as we can, and for the ones we don't get to, CR will answer directly in the feed, which we always make sure that we hop around to. So, first one, from Flip007, at what point do we seriously look at this coaching staff and realize they are a problem? They always get off to a slow start. I think even through 2 games, and even though we're hit a pretty optimistic note on the pod, coaching staff is still a problem until it's not a problem, right? Only use 2 back sets because Rodgers told Hackett to. Thought Ulbrich did a nice job adjusting defensively in week 2. It's not perfect, but they'll get there. And Salah's not going to inspire confidence for a while. He's 19-34, right? The Jets are going to have to be like 7-2 for people to feel confident in Salah. I guess the question is, like, how much of an albatross is this, like, coaching staff? And can they win 10 games with this collection of guys? What do you think, CR?
I mean, yes, because they're talented enough. And the NFL is a blend of talent and coaching. Blend, notice, not just talent, not just coaching. But you look around the league, and it's been a really interesting story the first 2 weeks. I mean, look at right now some teams that are winning games in surprise fashion, right? Like, look at the Vikings right now. Kevin O'Connell is a damn good coach. Brian Flores is a damn good coach. They get the most out of what they have. And are the Vikings going to win 12 games this year? No. But are they a way tougher out because people underestimated their coaching because of the personnel they have? I mean, there's a lot of situations like that. Green Bay is a really well-coached team. They started Malik Willis and they beat the Colts, right?
Yep.
Like, that's so... with the Jets, it's kind of a show me it. And I can only say this so many times. This is why I didn't pick the Jets to win the division. I picked the Jets to be a wild card team at 10 or 11 wins because this coaching staff needs to show that they can go win you a game. Let's just be real. Why do we think the Jets beat the Titans last week? I thought there was some good things from Hackett. The fake swing pass to Brees and screen to Braylon was a really nice play call. But the Jets went out there and mostly out-talented Tennessee. Like,
Brees comes fade back, route to Brees Hall. Like, just
Brees
bomb
comes
it up
in the huddle
Brees.
And says, throw me a go ball. There's a linebacker on me. Okay. He goes up and mosses the linebacker, right? Like, it was really Rodgers and the receivers just getting it done, and they have a talented offensive line. The defense, to be fair to the Jets defense, I do think they are well coached. I think that sometimes schematically they try to stay too true to what they are rather than being a little bit more pliable. I thought they got their ass handed to them by the 49ers because they had no pliability. And it took the week to become a little bit more pliable for the Tennessee matchup. Now, the good thing is it's not like New England was the game after the 49ers, because New England will play really, really heavy, as we talked about on the pod, with the jumbo package, the 6th offensive lineman. So that, like, they made the adjustment, but can you do it with in-game? And in-game adjustments are harder than people make them out to be. But you're right. The Jets come out slow. They are a very often penalized football team, and they don't always make schematic adjustments in-game that can get them out of a bind. And those are really important checklists of a coaching staff. So I don't think this coaching staff is dreadful. I think offensively, they're pretty far down the list. But I think that they're mediocre right now. And, like, genuinely, this is the best exercise to do. Go back and look at the last 10 years and look at the last 4 teams left every year and ask yourself, was that a bad coaching staff? I feel like almost 96% of the time, there's not a bad coaching staff that's, coaching one of the last 4 teams standing in the NFL. It's just not very common.
It's rare. It's a hard
and then
thing
what are you going to say? Like Tom Brady teams, and I'm not talking about Belichick. Like, Bruce Arians was a damn good coach. So I don't even know what the examples are, honestly.
I mean, Mike McCarthy a long time ago with Rodgers, but even that is
McCarthy. What I was always told was like McCarthy just lost it. Yeah. I don't know if he just ran out of gas or what it was. And there's been a lot of rumors what was going on there at the end of the Rodgers era that were not great McCarthy things. And it's not like bad person, just didn't have that same. It's tough to be driven as a coach for 30 years.
Yeah.
McCarthy, once upon a time, I know people can't put this back in their mind. He did have it once upon a time. He just lost it.
Yeah.
Happens to everyone.
All right. Bundle of defensive questions here. MN35. And there's been a lot of questions about Quinnen so far. Thoughts on Quinnen so far? And can you elaborate if you think he needs to impact the game more, or is it just a matter of the circumstance of how he's being used? And then from Michael, rest of the year, would you rather Sherwood or Mosley? So I think with Quinnen...
We're already there.
Yeah, I think with Quinnen, I would be patient. Like Quinnen does a lot for this defense. He does a lot of the dirty work. I don't think these have been his two best games by any question, but I think defenses are putting a lot of attention on him. I think the Jets are particularly light at edge rusher right now, so defenses could focus on him that much more. It's not the time to like raise a red flag yet. Week 5, week 6, if this is still how he's playing, different conversation, but he's still adding value. He just hasn't been quite as disruptive as he usually is since like the first series of the Niners game when he had a really disruptive play. I would not listen. I liked how Sherwood looked against the Titans. I would not go that crazy yet. They need both Mosley and Sherwood, to be honest. They need as many good, talented players as possible, and there's probably smart ways they could play less nickel and get all three linebackers out there at once. I would rather have Sherwood over a hurt Mosley. I could tell you that. I wouldn't force Mosley out there on one leg because Sherwood could hold it down. Mosley still does a lot of the dirty work. If he's healthy, that is really important. And he'll be out there when he's 100% healthy, but I don't think he'll be out there Thursday night. What do you think, CR?
I think Quinnen brought his big boy pants against the run against Tennessee. I think it's been an underwhelming start. We're used to Quinnen Williams taking over games at times, and I don't think he's been taking over games. I think that he didn't have a great game against the Niners, but to be honest with you, who in the front seven really, really did. I think that against Tennessee, he was mostly fine, just not spectacular. And, he'll get going here. He'll get going. He's in really good shape. He's taken on a lot of double teams. But I agree. I think it's been a slow start. There's no way around it. Like, he didn't really have anything going again. Now, there wasn't a ton of crazy dropback situations against Tennessee, but his pass rush win rate is down. It's 7.5%. This year. It's not even close to where he is normally. And I think that the problem for Quinnen is unless Hassan Reddick ever gets here, I mean, he's going to be playing next to guys that are often liabilities, and he's just going to be double teamed all the time. And even the times when he's not double teamed, he's forced to do a lot of read and reacting more so than attacking in these two games because they're not playing with a lead, and he can't afford to be out of place against the run or else the Jets are doomed, right? I noticed last game when I watched the Tennessee film, like Tennessee wisely tried to really run away from Kinlaw. They just were like, we're just not going to go this way. And they would try to run wide or they would try to run away from him. And then they're going to try to put a double on Q. So the other guys that are liabilities are going to have to step up. But yeah, it's been a solid but very, very unspectacular start for Quinnen Williams that I don't expect to last long. I actually will predict Thursday is the night he gets going. I think we get a sack from Quinnen Williams.
I feel like this happened last year where both Sauce and Quinnen started the season a little slow. And by like week 5, they were like playing the best football of their lives. Great players tend to find a way to be great, even if they have a down game or two. I would keep an eye on both those guys over the next few weeks to really pick it up. Make sure to sign up for Underdog for all of our weekly higher and lower picks. We will have one in for you before Thursday Night Football. Promo code Badlands for a deposit match up to $100. We have all of our season-long best ball leagues going. Now we're hammering it on the weekly higher lowers. I'm not going to lie. I'm 0-2 right now, which just means I'm going to win on Thursday. Will Levis came through for me with the turnover. I just narrowly missed thanks to Garrett Wilson's fantasy points. So I'm this close. Shame on me for betting for all 3 and not 2 of the 3. I'll get it right this time. CR, how you feeling going into week 3?
Feeling great. The Will Levis under passing yards is feeding
beautiful.
Cities, as they say. You love to see it. Let's keep it rolling with some Thursday Night Football action as well.
All right, sign up. Promo code Badlands. That is Underdog Fantasy. We had to answer this one, and we knew it was coming. And I'm not going to lie, I thought about this while watching the game Sunday. From Yanks MTM, I know we love Olu, but all things considered, are we having any regrets with how Bowers looks? Now, I will say, I love Olu. I'm happy they took Olu. I think years from now, we're going to be like, that was the right pick because this guy is our DeBrickashaw Ferguson. We did say that they needed more at tight end and they needed more at pass catcher. And we were told they didn't because they were set at tight end and they had Conklin and Ruckert. And we were like, they could use more at tight end. And Bowers looked awesome against the Ravens. And the Jets need more pass catchers. And they're going to have to go trade for one because even if Mike Williams is right, they just don't have enough juice at tight end. Even if Conklin's fine as a league average starter, Bowers is not a traditional tight end. I'm not, after 2 games, going back on the pick. I think we will see Olu at some point this year. And even if we don't, it doesn't matter. That was a long-term pick. But I get it. It's not a crazy question after a couple of weeks because Bowers, let's see it, but he could be really damn good and have a Laporta-like effect. I don't know how good the Raiders are going to be, but it killed me because we talked about it so much. It killed me watching a third down deep corner from the slot go to Ruckert. And it killed me watching a third down deep post go to Lazard because we spent all January, February, March, April, May, June, July saying that can't happen because those guys, God bless them, they add value in other areas. That's not their strength. And you saw it right there. So what do you think?
I mean, shocking. Brock Bowers is awesome, right? I mean, he's one of the best players in the draft. Nobody disputed this. He's one of the